Happy New Year, 2020, a brand new decade. It's going to be amazing. We just have to believe it. I want all of us to have this incredible new year. I want it to be the best year of our lives yet. And I know for certain the only way to make sure that we have that best year is by putting God at the center of our lives, making his relationship number one and not letting anything get in the way of that relationship. Which brings me to a topic that has crossed my mind for the past couple of weeks when talking to individuals throughout the holidays. They have told me about how certain individuals in their lives are keeping them away from God. In order to be closer to these certain people in their lives, whether significant others, romantic relationship, or friends, that they can't show their love of God in front of them, that they have to mute themselves, that they can't be that out loud worshiper, that individual who just shows life and breathes life in the name of Jesus because of the people that they're with. And what I'm encouraging you today is to really think about those relationships. Certain relationships in our lives have different degrees of influence. As you know, we have those who are our acquaintances, friends, best friends, friends that are like family, our family members, and our significant others in our lives. And the degree of influence those relationships have on us actually impacts how we feel. Remember, God created us to be in relationship with him, and that is being created in his image. And that relationship with him is a relationship of nothing but pure love, absolutely selfless, pure love. So going back to those relationships, they really dictate how we feel. They dictate how we perceive ourselves in life. And so they actually can, in many ways, influence our thoughts, our emotions, and behaviors, and how we feel about ourselves and our competence and our capabilities. So I'm asking you in 2020, really just immerse yourself in those relationships wherein you find God and where you see yourself the way God sees you. And avoid those relationships by all means that hold you back and don't allow that relationship with God to flourish. Having God at the center of your life is so important. I've had individuals come in and say, in order to get closer to this person, I really can't even go to church anymore or speak about God. And I wonder, what kind of relationship is that? What is the benefit to that relationship? So I think it's time for us in 2020 to evaluate those relationships. Of course, in my life, I've had to be confronted by situations time and time again where I have chosen relationships that I don't really truly believe that God put in my path, that I forced in my path and said, God, make this the right relationship for me, even though it really wasn't. And I spent a lot of time dedicating and devoting myself to those relationships in spite of seeing the red flags that God may have put in front of me. And it did result in a lot of hurt and pain. And eventually I had to see that I had to leave those relationships because my relationship, my number one relationship with God, could not flourish. And that relationship that I have with God also brings about my vision. And if I don't have that relationship and that open communication with him, how am I supposed to execute his vision? So when I had to leave those relationships, I left them the way Jesus would. I left them with love. I left them with respect and understanding. And I always left with leaving the door open for, if you ever want to have that type of relationship, maybe not with me, but with God, I'm here to help you on that track. I'm never going to forsake you or abandon you. I'm here, the door's open. But I also had to leave because I had to set a healthy boundary for myself so my relationship with God could be number one. And that's the most important thing. I often think back at Jesus and his mission in life. He knew he had this amazing battle rhythm to execute what he had to do, and that was to worship, to be the truth, the way, and the light and life for us in everything that we do. And in the end, he knew that his life would be a sacrifice for our salvation. He didn't let anyone get in the way. The devil tempted him numerous times over and over again. People tried to hold him back from the vision to give him great things of the flesh, material things, but he just kept going. He wasn't mean to them or put them in any wrong way. He just said, no, this is my way, and I'm going with my truth. You are always welcome on my way, and I love you. So come on this path with me, and we're going to serve the mission of the Lord. And in that way, too, Christ had to leave people behind who weren't in that set vision that God had for him, who weren't helping that vision. So I'm asking you now, really in your life, just take a look at your relationships and reflect on them. One, are you being good to the person you're with or the people you're with? Are you promoting life and speaking life to them? Remember, life and death is in the power of the tongue, so speak life in everything that you do. Are you being a good person in your relationships? Are you letting others flourish? And are others letting you flourish? What's holding you back? So take that reflection and just see for yourself if it's something that you need to follow through with or pray over. And I just want to leave you with this message. I think it's great. It's Galatians 5:1 from the Message translation. Christ has set us free to live a free life. So take your stand. Never again let anyone put a harness of slavery over you. Always push the love forward, and I know your 2020 is going to bring you nothing but prosperity. Just remember, for as a man thinks, so is he. So think and believe great things. Push the love forward, my friends.